Is it hard for you to have conversations without being really awkward? And because you're so self conscious, you are self censoring every little thing you say and trying to figure out what the other person is thinking and reading between the lines a little too much. Now, today I want to talk about this extreme self consciousness because it's a side effect of social anxiety. And conversations are a part of everyday life. And if you are constantly feeling awkward, it's going to reinforce your social anxiety. And we want you to break free for good and end the cycle for good. So let's talk about this today. So, welcome to the channel. My name is Ruben, and I used to suffer from social anxiety. I was able to fully overcome it a few years ago, and now I help other men break free and fully overcome it as well. And so, this being awkward or this extreme self consciousness, this is a really tricky issue to overcome, especially when you have social anxiety, because it's really easy to engage the wrong tools here or to take the wrong approach. And so, what most guys will do to cope or deal with their awkwardness is they'll start to develop their social skills. And what do I mean by social skills? These are techniques within conversations, like subjects to talk about, when to bring things up, when to transition a conversation. And a lot of guys will go down this rabbit hole of trying to develop these social skills without getting to the root of the problem. And I'm guilty of this as well because I was always so uncomfortable and just feeling extremely awkward in conversations. I was always trying to think of what to say next. I was never present because I was too self-conscious, over scanning the other person to see any little body movement, any slight sign of disapproval, and then I would start freaking out internally. And so obviously I wanted to fix this issue. And what did I do? Trying to think of what to say next, trying to come up with these technical things to make the conversation go smooth through social skills. It was my initial approach. But what that did was it only reinforced my social anxiety because I would try to come up with these social skills, these social confidence techniques. And when things didn't go the way I wanted, or when I didn't have the outcome that I wanted to come across as super smooth or have the conversation be super smooth, I would leave the conversations or the interactions extremely ashamed of myself. And then to deal with the shame and dealing with the feelings like I said something stupid and I made a bad impression and now the person doesn't like me, things like that. That shame would drive me over to learn even more social skills and these confidence techniques, these surface level techniques. And then the shame would drive me to just really digest and watch this content and consume these books and these channels and everything, and then go back into conversation. And because it didn't get to the root of the issue, the same thing would happen. I would feel self-conscious, I would feel awkward, and then bang, that shame cycle will get triggered off again. And so I wrote an ebook about my experience with this extreme self-consciousness and constantly feeling awkward in conversations. And so what I'll do is I'll link it below the video and you can download that and have a read through that because it's going to be really informative for you. It's going to actually teach you what's at the root of this self-consciousness, this feeling awkward. So you don't have to go out there and try all of these different approaches that don't get to the root of the issue. And that's what I did for years and years. And that's what the book does. It talks about my story, everything I tried, all the trials and tribulations. So it's gonna save you a lot of time and a lot of heartache. So you can download that and read it for free. So to overcome this being awkward, this self-consciousness, it is important to get to the root of the issue. Do not lean on crutches moving forward, and the crutches are social skills. Now, I'm gonna explain this a little bit further. The reason you are feeling awkward, self-conscious, and self-censoring yourself, overscanning the other person, it's because of your fight or flight system, your survival mechanism. We all have this survival mechanism, and when you have social anxiety, this survival mechanism gets triggered off too often. It becomes too sensitive and it keeps being triggered off in different situations. It keeps hijacking your brain, your ability to actively think, to actively listen, and you lose control of your body. You lose control of your body and you lose control of your mind. Now, in losing control and being in this heightened state, the sensitized state, it's gonna come with accompanying thoughts, right? The thoughts are a part of the territory. Trying to think of what to say, trying to self-censor yourself, thinking you said something stupid, trying to figure out what the other person is thinking. These are all symptoms of this fight or flight system. And that is why I call the social skills the crutch, because those thoughts are only there because your social anxiety got triggered off your survival mechanism. So they're always coupled with this fight or flight. Do not develop an entire skill set because these irrational thoughts are telling you to do so. Instead, learn what they're coupled with, which is the fight or flight system. Learn the mechanics of it. Learn why it's being triggered off, the thoughts that come with it, the way it feels in your body, and start to develop your awareness of why that fight or flight's going off. What on an intricate level about these situations is triggering this fight or flight response? When this is dealt with, the thoughts will disappear and so will the need for social skills. I've spoken to hundreds and hundreds of men, and the conversations always start over text. And the guys will always say they have social anxiety, they are boring, uninteresting, they have no personality. But then when we meet over video, it never fails. They are personable, lighthearted, friendly. It is never a personality issue. And I know what that feels like because now I'm socially confident, but it's not because I learned social confidence. Is because I learned to calibrate my fight or flight, my survival mechanism to be proportionate to what's really happening in the external environment. And if this message resonates with you, what you can do is join my private Facebook group. It is dedicated to men specifically for them to overcome social anxiety. It's a space dedicated for men to fully recover from social anxiety. It's not a space for them to just cope and manage. The space is there to show them that a full recovery is possible. And it's also a safe space. They are sharing deeply and they're sharing real. So if you're interested in breaking free from social anxiety for good to heal permanently, the link is below the video and you're more than welcome to join us on the inside. I'm in there and you can ask me questions and I can guide you more along the way once you're in the community. And if you need a little bit more help with this, you are feeling completely overwhelmed in conversations, you are feeling so self-conscious to the point where you can't even be present, then what you can do is check out this free training that I made for you. It's below the video. I'll link it below the video. And it's going to show you that fight or flight system, what's setting it off. So how to heal what's underneath to stop that fight or flight from going off so you no longer feel self-conscious in conversations. You no longer feel awkward in conversations. You feel completely at ease and you feel completely present. So again, be sure to watch it. It's below the video. Check it out. Thanks for watching and I will talk to you later. All right, peace.